He wasn't a man, not really, not anymore. He was a rumor, a cautionary tale whispered in hushed tones over cups of pulque in the small sun-baked village of San Gabriel. They called him Elmalo, the bad one, a name earned not just from his immense wealth, but from the shadow he cast on everything he touched. His sprawling estate, with its high stone walls and overgrown gardens, was a blight on the landscape, and his face, a roadmap of cruelty, was something you tried not to look at for too long. When he died, it wasn't a relief, but a new kind of dread. His will, a document of pure malice, was a last, venomous gift to the village he so despised. He wanted to be buried in his own cellar. Not in the hallowed ground of the church cemetery, but deep beneath his house, at the bottom of a spiraling staircase that seemed to descend into the very earth itself. And there was a clause, a wicked little addendum. A single night spent down there with him would grant the brave soul his entire fortune. The lure of the money was a siren's call, and many answered it. The first was a young man desperate to escape poverty. He went down, his friends cheering him on. After a few hours, the cheers died down. They could hear him scream, his shouts echoing from the well of the stairs. He came bursting out pale and trembling, his eyes wide with a terror that had nothing to do with fear of the dead. He just kept repeating, "The whisper, he knows." Others followed, men fueled by drink, believing courage could be bought in a bottle. They'd go down in pairs, laughing and boasting, but they would emerge in a silent, frantic scramble, their faces twisted with an unspeakable horror. They all said the same thing. It started with a hum, then a whisper, then a voice right in your ear, speaking of things you had done, things no one else could possibly know. It spoke of your darkest secrets, your forgotten sins, and it made you feel like it was all your fault. Even a group of devout nuns, armed with faith and a desire to fund their struggling orphanage, tried to face the challenge. They descended together, sitting in a circle, their hands clasped and their lips moving in prayer. The village watched, holding its breath. For a long time there was only silence, then a single, piercing scream, then another. They came flying up the stairs, their habits torn, their rosaries clutched so tightly their knuckles were white.
"He stands behind us," one sobbed, "and he knows our prayers."
With each failure the cellar grew colder, the dread heavier. The stone steps began to crumble, as if the very staircase was recoiling from the thing it led to. People started getting stuck, the loose rocks trapping them in the darkness. Rescuers, firemen and police were lowered on ropes. They would find the victims, not dead from the fall, but from the fear. Their faces were frozen in a mask of pure, unadulterated dread. The rescuers too would come back up with their own haunted stories. The air down there was thick with something, a cold that seeped into your bones, and a presence that made the hairs on your arm stand on end. They heard the whispers too, and soon, no one would agree to go down there anymore, no matter who was trapped. Would you dare?